Good morning, everyone. Good morning to honorable ministers here present, special advisors to Mr. President, the senior special assistants to the President, our top management staff of the ministry, the permanent secretaries here present. I'm here to present the ministerial sectoral update of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, my brother, the Honorable Minister of State, Youth Development, Honorable Ayodele Olawande, and my humble self, the Minister of Youth Development. Well, unlike the FCT, we are not a state. However, we are saddled with a responsibility, a very important responsibility that we're saddled with a mandate that makes us responsible for ensuring the prosperity of young people in this country and to also guarantee the collective destiny of our country, Nigeria. So help us God. We're grateful to His Excellency, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for giving us this responsibility. On that note, I'd like to take us a little behind, back to memory lane, precisely on the 1st of March, 2023. His Excellency, Mr. President, said to Nigerians when he went to receive his certificate of return from INEC. His Excellency President Tinubu spoke on how his incoming administration will address issues concerning young Nigerians at 2 events in Abuja. And he said, "Now to you, the young people of this country, I hear you loud and clear." Well, the mandate of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development is a testament to Mr. President's commitment to that statement. Responsibility is for policy formulation and development and implementation and monitoring, evaluation of programs on youth development towards wealth creation, youth empowerment, well-being, and achieving overall excellence, national unity, and sustainable development. Well, the Federal Ministry of Youth Development's mandate our mission as a ministry, our expectations are clear, even though very ambitious. We aim to create an enabling environment for young people to thrive in various sectors that foster entrepreneurship, provide access to capital and resources to enhance skills development, and to ensure the holistic development of young people. We are committed to bridging the gap between potential and opportunity, ensuring that every young Nigerian has tools and support needed to succeed. We are assigned 11 deliverables within the specific presidential priorities. Priority 3, which speaks to economic growth and job creation. Priority 4 speaks to access to capital. And priority 5, speaking to inclusivity and drawing on all skills base. Well, our presidential deliverables are to establish public-private partnership frameworks that enables the creation and expansion of multiple MSME incubators, accelerators, and innovation centers in 6 geopolitical zones with a specific focus on engaging and empowering young people. We also have assigned deliverables to catalyze entrepreneurship endeavors with youth at the core of job creation and economic development. To also provide incentives to companies to provide entrepreneur internship programs and identify and implement priority programs from the National Youth Development Policy, to establish a database management system to track youth development programs, and of course the access to capital, which is priority 4. The deliverable under that is to facilitate the enactment of a bill to establish a youth bank. Then, drawing on all skill-based deliverables are to rehabilitate all existing youth development centers with youth-friendly recreational facilities, and to strengthen the current efforts by the NYSC in empowering young people through agriculture, vocational skills, technology, and social inclusion. To deploy and operationalize enterprise content management system, and initiate and implement quarterly citizens and stakeholders engagement sessions to communicate government activities and serve as a feedback mechanism. Also to initiate and implement quarterly citizens and stakeholders engagement sessions to communicate government activities and to serve as feedback mechanism. I believe I already said that. Well, 6 months down the line, we have achieved the following deliverables. We have recorded some progress in the following deliverables. 1, to catalyze entrepreneurship with youth at the core of job creation and economic development. Well, towards the end of March, March of 2024, this year, the Federal Executive Council approved the restructuring of the Nigeria Youth Investment Fund with a fund of 110 billion capital to startups and early growth stage businesses through the restructured NYSC. The Youth Investment Fund, we're all aware, is an initiative of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration. However, government is continuing, and we also understand that we did an evaluation of the Youth Investment Fund, and we realized it's a laudable initiative, and we are not here to reinvent the wheel. So we saw a need to institutionalize the fund through an act of parliament, the Nigerian Youth Fund, the National Youth Fund, to be established, and the Federal Executive Council has also approved the development of an executive bill to that effect. So the initial 2024 appropriation is 110 billion for immediate release, and in the coming weeks, disbursements will recommence. But as having successfully restructured and expanded the Youth Investment Fund with an approved budget of 110 billion for the 2024 fiscal year, coupled with the approval, now we decided beyond institutionalizing the NYSC, we'll build on it to ensure that it is sustainable. So the Council has also approved the establishment of the Presidential Initiative for Youth Enterprise Clusters. Reason being that the cluster initiatives has proven to be successful when you're empowering people and with high impact, and then it also has proven to translate to easier recovery of these funds that were disbursed. Well, we're on track for maximum impact with the Youth Investment Fund this year. And there's also the Presidential Initiative for the Establishment of Youth Enterprise Clusters. We have identified the first 6 clusters to be started this year, which we will activate in the coming weeks. And these clusters will empower 50,000 entrepreneurs, creating up to 500,000 direct jobs and over 2 million indirect engagements for young Nigerians. The second deliverable is the Youth Development Bank. In partnership with the Bank of Industry, we're setting up a next generation bank next gen bank to nurture young entrepreneurs with loans and business support to bridge, the gaps of access to capital for young people. I remember when I was much younger, trying to access funds from commercial banks. They asked me to bring my grandmother, my grandfather, and all those, funny requirements. So the purpose of establishing this bank, which was a campaign promise of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is to bridge those gaps in access to funds. Well, this bank is a specialized financial institution which aims to support youth-led initiatives in strategic sectors, providing vital financial services with an initial government investment of 5 billion naira, matched by contributions from the Bank of Industry and private sector partners. So the third is, I already mentioned the third deliverable, the enterprise clusters, which has been approved. So the second deliverable is to strengthen NYSC to empower young people in agriculture, vocational skills, technology, and social inclusion. So the NYSC reforms are commenced, which is robust, and it includes skills building to better position the NYSC. So a committee has been established to drive comprehensive reforms within the National Youth Service Corps, focusing on skills development, entrepreneurship. This reform will transform the NYSC into a more impactful and economically beneficial program for our young graduates. And the skills development program, the National Youth Skills Program, we have initiated to train 300,000 NYSC corps members and 700,000 young people outside the NYSC scheme, because we have young people in the informal sector. We have the high-risk young people who are neither educated nor skilled. And if we address the challenges of this proportion of the youth demography, we'll be going a long way to address challenges that our country is faced with today, such as insecurity. So this will serve as the administration's non-kinetic approach to solving insecurity challenges. And the youth quota, the third deliverable is identify and implement priority programs from the National Youth Policy. So the youth quota implementation, the Federal Executive Council has approved a 30% youth quota under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The importance of youth representation has been firmly acknowledged, recognizing young people's crucial role in shaping a brighter future. The Federal Executive Council's approval to implement a minimum of 30% youth quota in all government appointments across all levels of government underscores our commitment to equitable representation and active youth participation in decision-making processes. The national youth policy, we're in the process of reviewing it because it's outdated. We're reviewing it and expanding the scope of the national youth policy to include climate action, blue economy, mental health and migration challenges. And the last deliverable is to rehabilitate existing youth development centers in all 6 geopolitical zones with youth-friendly recreational facilities. The youth development centers are being identified, and commencement of rehabilitation nationwide will be in earnest. Well, the Citizenship and Leadership Center is also undergoing reforms, being the second parastatal under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, aside the NYSC. We're also driving reforms in the CLTC to enhance leadership training and citizenship education, ensuring that our youth are well prepared to take on leadership roles and contribute to national development. The Young Leaders Institute is also another milestone that we hope to achieve, and this institute will nurture the next generation of Nigerian leaders, and it will be implemented alongside the 30% youth quota for inclusion in governance, because it's not enough to create more spaces, more seats for young people at decision-making tables. It is also important that we prepare ourselves for leaders to take on those leadership positions going forward. So this institute will nurture the next generation of Nigerian leaders, providing them with the skills, knowledge, and the network needed to excel in various fields. Well, while I have exhausted the deliverables and how much progress we've made addressing those, towards achieving the deliverables, our plans and the pipeline will be going forward. Looking ahead, our plans are ambitious, like I said earlier, yet achievable. So we will continue the disbursement of the Youth Investment Fund to support more youth entrepreneurs, operationalize the Next Gen Bank by August 2024 to provide tailored financial services to youth-led ventures, and implement NYSC reforms to integrate skills development and entrepreneurship in the service year. To scale up the National Youth Skills Program to train more young Nigerians across all geopolitical zones, taking the levels of proficiency into consideration. To provide further reforms in the CLTC. And, I actually already stated those in the deliverables and the journey thus far. So in conclusion, our journey over the past years have been remarkable. Over the past year has been marked by significant achievements and commitment to youth development. As we celebrate our first anniversary under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I reaffirm our dedication to empowering Nigerian youth, fostering economic growth, and wielding a more prosperous and inclusive nation. We're grateful for the support and collaboration of all the stakeholders, and we look forward to achieving even greater milestones in the years ahead. I thank you very much, and I am here to take questions.